Julie Gunlock, thank you so much for coming on the program again.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I have to confess, I had fast food last night.
Oh, you.
And
How do you feel today? Feeling
good.
okay?
Yeah, I
Feeling
feel good.
okay?
I
You
feel good.
survived.
I had, yes, I downsized. I was really hungry, but I thought, I don't really need the double cheeseburger. I had a double cheeseburger the night before. I'm going to go with the junior cheeseburger tonight.
You ate it 2 nights in a row?
I had cheeseburgers 2 nights in a row.
Okay.
Different establishments.
Okay.
I went with the junior
for you.
cheeseburger instead because I have self-control. But I didn't notice any striking employees. I understand that there are a lot, about 100 cities around the country.
100 cities around
right?
the country are. This is sort of a big labor-generated and sort of coordinated effort to get fast food workers who are not unionized to strike and to demand, frankly, a pretty unreasonable hourly wage of $15 an hour. So yes, that's going to be happening this week.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. I worked in fast food.
So did I.
Okay.
I think we worked at the same one.
Long John Silver's, if I recall correctly, right?
No.
Hardee's. Hardee's. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. You got to make me walk the plank now. The chicken plank. Anyway, and you don't make a lot of money when you're working at a fast food restaurant. I had 2 jobs at the time, and I never saw fast food as a career option for me.
Nor did I.
Having said that, you also have to look at the fact that, the market pays what it can bear. We talked a little bit on this program yesterday, the fact that there are burger-making machines now that they're coming out with that can make 100 burgers an hour.
Well, let's talk about Jeff Bezos, right? On 60 Minutes, this was the buzz, the drones that might be coming to your doorstep to drop off. I mean, they're talking about a 30-minute, turnover time. You order it's there in 30 minutes. If this is a 5-10 year technology that is
right.
We're in the future, but still, this is fascinating, right? And that is. I mean, can you imagine what delivery men feel like right now? The idea that drones may someday be delivering packages. The future is automation. We already see automation in some restaurants. I think it's Wawa. Is it Wawa? I remember Mitt Romney getting all excited about Wawa.
Yep.
Do you remember
Wawa and Sheets. You can
exactly.
go in the order and they'll make it.
Right. Do you remember Mitt Romney getting all excited about the touch screen during the election?
Yes,
Anyway,
I
he
did,
got very excited about it. But this is the future of these kinds of industries. These kinds of coordinated efforts to strike, it's not doing people a whole lot of good to show an industry that the labor force, they're going to, I wrote about this yesterday. I suspect we're going to see some increase in R&D on automation because they don't need this.
No, I suspect that you're right. And that's the thing, are you helping the folks who are working at McDonald's right now by saying, hey, you need to go strike for $15 an hour?
Yeah.
Or would you be helping them more by saying, hey, you know what? Fast food as a career option isn't really a career option anymore. Look, I used to work at a video store too. And if somebody had told me at age 19, by the way, working at a video store when you're 19 years old, pretty perfect job, right?
I did that too.
This is scary.
This is weird.
But if somebody had told me, hey, you know what, 20 years from now, there aren't going to be any video stores. Right? I would have.
I'm still upset about that, by the way.
You're crazy.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't know what it'll be. Well,
it's cutting edge technology.
It'll be DVD stores maybe, but there'll be something there where people go and browse and meet a knowledgeable clerk. And you know what? Nope, no more video stores.
Right.
No more. All gone. I think you're better off helping these folks by saying, by turning to education. Again, whatever happened to the idea of education, Julie? I don't know when we decided that education actually is something we talk about, but it's not ever something we actually engage in,
Yeah, I think also there was a great piece in commentary too that the sort of narrative about this $15 an hour fast food workers, they're a lot, sort of the people who are really pressuring the fast food industry to increase it are saying that it's just impossible to live as to support a family of 4 on a fast. Well, of course it is. Nobody really views this as something, like you said, as a career. but I think what's important too is there was an article and commentary this morning where they pointed out that a lot of these folks, if you are indeed supporting a family on $15 an hour job, that qualifies you for a lot of government programs, And so he sort of did this calculation of all the government programs that you can get if you make $15 an hour. It increases your take home quite a bit, from school lunches to, reductions on housing.
Right.
I mean, there are a lot of programs out there to help these people. But again, I think it's strange that we're even suggesting that people are even suggesting that a fast food worker should be like a lifetime career. I mean, it does teach you some skills, but the idea is to move beyond it and to get a job that pays more because it requires a skill. There is a reason these jobs are called low-skilled jobs. It doesn't require a lot of skills to do these kinds of jobs, and that's why they don't pay much.
Absolutely. Now, before we move on, there's one other aspect of this that I think is being completely left on the table, no pun intended, and that is what happens to... I saw a story, I think it was in the Telegraph, maybe the Daily Mail not long ago. A couple of economists had determined that the McDonald's double cheeseburger is ounce for ounce the most nutritious, cost-effective mechanism for nutrition delivery, right?
I think this was in the Atlantic.
Okay, even better.
Yeah.
So what happens if all of a sudden now you raise the cost? Because again, when you raise the payroll, you're going to be raising the price of the food, which then makes it less affordable for people.
Yeah.
Who are at the lower end of the economic scale.
Right.
So you may lead to... Now, I just want these folks to understand what they're doing here.
Right.
You're going to lead companies to invest more heavily in research and development on automation to replace you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You are going to likely raise the cost of the menu items, which will make it less affordable for people who make what you make
right.
to eat.
Right.
Just be aware that these are results. These are consequences of what you're asking for.
If you're going to pay someone $15 for an hour of work, you should actually get $15 of work out of them. I mean, I think that there are consequences to these kinds of price fixing. This is what it is. This is, and what you just pointed out, that the menu items are going, Chipotle last year decided they've got all these, sort of new rules. They're not going to get food from certain sources.
Right.
And, they're not going to use GMOs, all this stuff. Well, shockingly, year later, they're raising their prices. I mean, for every sort of feel-good thing a business does, there are consequences for the consumer. That is often lost in these, I write a lot about this, that, every sort of regulation, this sort of like good-for-you regulation, whether it's labeling GMOs or banning sugary drinks or this, there are consequences down the line. It means higher prices and less choice. And I think that's sometimes lost with these sort of, sob stories about how hard it is to, live on $15 an hour. Yes, I'll give you that, but that was never, I don't think people really saw fast food as a career where you would, put kids through college on your job as a burger flipper. It's just not, that was not sort of I think the intent of these industries.
I would agree.
Yeah.
All right, now listen, that was a very good rant, by the way.
Thank you, I feel
a perfect segue for me to mention Julie's book, which is out now.
Perfect on Amazon.
Perfect
Barnes
Christmas
and Noble.
present.
Yes.
From Cupcakes to Chemicals, How the Culture of Alarmism Makes Us Afraid of Everything and How to Fight Back. Blurbs from, and I love this. This is great. Kennedy.
Yes.
Kennedy.
Yes.
I love Kennedy.
I do too.
Kennedy briefly followed me on Twitter, but I wasn't amusing enough, so I think she unfollowed me. Yeah.
That's
I don't blame
terrible.
me. Mike Allen from Politico just started following me. He's going to be unfollowing me in like 3 days. I just know it. Bill Cunningham, national TV and radio host. Lenore Skenazy from Free Range Kids.
She's
also
great.
love Lenore.
Oh, good. I'm so glad
We've
you
had her
have
on the show.
I
She's
love
just so
her.
busy.
I know.
You know, and I think the last time I reached out to her, she was like, "Yeah, I think I could do something maybe in 3 weeks." I'm like, "Okay."
Thanks for making me feel like a loser. I'll be here next week. No problem.
Stop it. Stop it.
And you.
And me.
Get to the important thing.
And me.
That's
Cam
right.
Edwards. So
Yes, Cam has endorsed my book.
it's a fantastic book. It really is. And Julie, again, thank you so much for coming on the program each and
Thanks for
every
having me.
week.
Thank you.
You know, you know what? Here's the deal. And not see now I feel like anything I say Lenore Skenazy could possibly take the wrong way. So I'm just gonna shut up now because I've learned.
No, but do visit Lenore's website,
Free
Free
Range
Range
Kids.
Kids. It's fantastic. She really sort of like I do. She debunks a lot of the sort of myths of fear out there. So
Absolutely. I'm very, very thankful that we have people like you out there. Julie, thank you so much.
thanks for having me on.
We'll see you soon.